Okay, welcome back to Black Clover Anime Review, episode number 63. This I'm reviewing the 112th episode of the anime, which is Heroes Who Can Be Trusted, and the 231st chapter of the manga, The Dark Triad. Yeah, this one's a chapter. This episode adapts, technically in a way, this one does adapt like 3 full chapters. This one adapts chapters 185, 188, and 189. And this one also wraps up 2 fights. Yep, he wraps up the fight. We have Asta, Gordon, Gray, Henry. You have these four versus the possessed Goosh and Marie. And the other one we have Vanessa, Luck, Magna, and Sally versus the elf-possessed Captain Dorothy. The episode starts off in Glamour World, basically Dream World. They're trying to escape, but the possessed Dorothy seals it up with chains. And of course, Sally figures though, yeah, we should probably use the imagination to conjure up the real captain of the Coral Peacocks. And they do. And Dorothy basically fights the elf in the Glamour World who possessing her body. Lasts for a good period of time until they cut to the outside world where the possessed Goosh basically is just taking on Asta and of course the other group who's in their Black Bull's Quinjet, which is also later on in the episode converted into a mirror thanks to Gray. And they ever get inside of the damn thing? Yeah, they're flying around. And of course, Henry jumps out, and he of course trying to use his Zori magic to basically suck all the magic out of Goosh. Well, the possessed Goosh. But Asta's like, nope, you're not gonna do that. So he pretty much tosses Henry away, and then they take out and they pretty much destroy all of the possessed Goosh mirrors. And eventually they decide to free him from his possession. And apparently at the same time it frees his sister from being possessed. Which I'm not sure how that works. I mean, unless of course now the way it works, it looks like what he does with his sword, he just sort of stabs them in the way through like their heart, and that frees them. And apparently this does it with Marie as well, despite the fact Asa doesn't even touch it with the damn sword. Maybe because she's touching it, possibly. That could because her arms around her brother. That could be the reason why. Yeah, and of course you have this brief little scene of Goose talking to the elf that possessed him, like very briefly. Like, oh my gosh, this is so freaking brief. And then eventually, like they get to that world, and of course, well, he admits he didn't trust anybody except for his own sister. He only joined his own of his own well-being and care about himself. But he's grown to trust them. Yep. And then as soon as they're celebrating, the rest of the group pretty much pops out, all lands right on top of everybody. And of course, Asta frees Dorothy from her possession. Of course, she's fast asleep again, like she usually is. And then, like the episode ends quite hilariously with with Noelle and Zora falling off Noelle's broomstick right on top of Asta, which in the manga is like, oh, I slipped, and then they cut to where the episode ends with them celebrating. Yeah, they actually don't have the scene. They actually added this in here where Zora and Noelle landed on top of Asta, which I thought was so funny. Yeah, it looks like though that Noelle basically landed on Asta's head, and of course, well, Zora landed on probably Asta's legs, and she's like, "Oh, it's ready, Noelle and Zora." It's so funny. Yep, and excuse me. And then pretty much that they celebrate with eating some food, and of course Goose gets a chance to try Charmix for the first time I can think of, and he loves this, like don't stop my face with food, like this is delicious, which I thought was so hilarious. But yes, good episode wraps up this fight. They'll only been going on for about 3 episodes. Yeah, this particular fight only been on for 3 episodes. It's only started just 2 episodes back, and this episode wrapped it up. Yep, wrapped up 2 fights, which actually that's really good. The fact they did that. hmm Any changes? Well, with the exception of the addition of seeing Noelle and Zora land on top of Asta, not really much change here. It's mostly the same. Um, I would say some lines of dialogue have been changed, but mostly put, there's no major visual change here. Now I think of no. But yeah, now to move on to the newest chapter in the manga, which knows the Dark Triad. But yeah, but last chapter left off with Noelle basically succumbed Dorksta. Yeah, where she arrives in the fortress in her magic water bog where Sasuke gets soaked. It's like, you are fully controlling the environment. Here they go. But don't patch me, Mouse. I'm a royal. So am I. Listen, Dorksta. What do you think you're doing? Leave me behind and go off on your own. Honestly, take me with you. That was very like Asta, wasn't it? And of course, that looks like that Fenrol is basically wet too. The third will be when no one else nearly killed me. I was the only one who's tossed out. I feel Miss Venice. The one that thrills me out. Ooh, looks like yeah, he's about to like uh, protect you. Crap. He has only one woman he wants. That's Miss Venice. Sister, that man is weird. Fenrol, you're amazing. Which means us progress over the past 6 months. Thank you, Asta. I'm amazed about. Are you both dumb? I still can't believe you have a fiance, Theodore. Are you sure it's all in your head? Yep, of course, everybody gets so healed by Mimosa, whose powers got a lot better over the course of 6 months. Yeah, basically just make a big bush like Shinobu does. She basically uses flies out of her own body and just heals everybody. That's just incredible. Your magic reload to most repressive. That's because the spirit god's pressuring. Thank you, Asta. Incredible, we have no homes to return to. Place you live in is occupied too, right? That's no problem. That's no problem. I swear that stupid Asta just gone off on his own. He never wears his former robes anymore. No, timing is good. Go ahead and storm the Spade Kingdom's outline bases. At this point, I know you're going to be able to handle it. Luck and Leopold are over there, which they basically blast away through a building. Yep. Yeah, they're basically having fun beating a bunch of goons. Yeah, and Leo's basically laying out a bunch of fire portals, so there's like these fire tornadoes. And then they contact Asta, figure what the heck is going on with him. Like everyone's grown the past 6 months. Luck pretty much hasn't changed his attire that much. I would say just changed, like, from what I can tell, Leo pretty much changed nothing about his attire for 6 months. Yeah, it's the same outfit he's been wearing since the start of this, since he first showed up. Luck just changed his black part of his shirt. That's simply it. hmm I think the only thing changed him is I think you're taller. Like this. Hey, what are you planning to do our town? Do. It's your town, right? We're not gonna do anything with it. Pills gonna Pismar take you back home. So it's just a tie for a while. We get to go back. They won't take our magic anymore. Thank you so much. We just want to take on the devil that's supposed to be in the Spade Kingdom. The devil. Right now, the Spade Kingdom. It's under the control of under the control of brute mages known as the Dark Triad. I hear they're horribly strong and almost like devils. The Dark Triad. And then we cut to, I think this is supposed to be the castle for the Spade Kingdom, where I think it's also going to be the base operations, where you can see the new villains. See, it looks like that apparently that we know their names. Like there's Dante, Zeno, and Vika. Looks like we have a woman who's like a princess who's got a spade on eye patch, and she's basically moaning like crazy. We have another character who looks very similar to that of appearance wise. He kind of looks like. Hmm, he kind of reminds me of that guy who started who basically was kind of the you could kind of consider the main villain of the previous arc. This last guy here has got. I mean, he also kind of looks like Near from the D Gray Man series. And this guy here has got the marks of the Noah on his forehead. Why in the world he has that there for, I have no idea. Apparently, this guy might be the king of the Spay Kingdom. I have no idea, but I have to ask, why does he have a scar across his forehead, and why does it look like the scar you normally see whenever you see the Noah show up? I mean, this guy looks like one of the Noah here, and this guy has their mark, basically the scar across the forehead. And they're basically planning their next strategy. So apparently the Dark Triad is made up of two guys and a beautiful woman. Okay, show me more. We had to wait next week for the next chapter to come out. I gotta say, really good chapter. I kind of felt this out. This portion of the chapter kind of wrapped up this first part of this arc. Yeah. So I give this chapter roughly a 9 out of 10. Really, really good. Yep. So yeah, that's this particular review. My next review I'm going to do is a novel review. Yes, a novel review. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I figured, oh, why not do another one? It's been a long time. I think the last one I did was a Star Trek book. This one's a Star Wars book, and it's on a book that came out back in July. Okay, but do see you next review. Bye.